Today, we're going to be looking at an iframe injection, and you may ask yourself, what is an iframe injection? Well, it is basically just an HTML document inside of another HTML. And attackers can use these iframes to get control over these web pages and make changes to them. So, if an input is not sanitized, a malicious attacker could inject code somewhere into your web page using the iframe, and it will basically execute this code. So, for example, the attacker could redirect this web page to a different website and then use this to run malicious software on your computer. So, let's take a look at the source of the page and kind of see what we're exactly going to be leveraging in order to do this attack. So, right here we have a simple HTML page, and let's scroll down to try to find the iframe. So, we have it right here iframe, frame border 0, and we see that its source is robots.txt. So let's go back to the web page. And right here, we're not given any input fields. We're just given a bunch of information. So let's take a look up at the URL. We see right here, we have that exact line that I just highlighted. We have the iframe PHP. So we have this robots.txt right here. And then we have the parameter width, parameter height. So this parameter URL lets us specify basically any directory that we have on the web root. So anything used on this machine, we can kind of put into here and change the web page up. So whatever directory we have, we can exchange that with the robots.txt as long as it's in the localhost. So what can we do to this URL to basically change this web page up? So the nature of this channel is to keep things as simple as possible for anyone getting into hacking and just wanting to experiment with some things without diving too deep into more technical tools. So let's take a look at what we could do just with what we have with this page. So we know that we have to use files in the directory right here in order to make changes to the iframe. So bWAPP has basically a flag that's labeled evil flag called 666. So if we plug that into here, we should see a change. So let's plug in 666. And right here, we're given a message. It says this right here. Basically, we found this evil page through fuzzy. So we know another file in the directory is bWAPP images. So if we go up here and basically take everything out and just put images in, yep, we're given the page with all the images loaded onto the local host. And through that, we can basically click into any of these we want, and they're going to be pulling up all the images used by this web app. So if we go back, we can also go into here and type in /bWAPP/images, and it should do the same thing, but inside the web page itself, just embedded in here. So this whole thing is useful if you want to do a little exploration into the web server and find out what directories are located within by kind of just experimenting with this parameter URL. So that's all we're going to do to take a look at iframe injections. We're just going to kind of have a simple look at it without having to use any of the tools. Just basically what you can do just by loading up this page and experimenting with it a little bit.